The Grateful Dead's long, strange trip is coming to an end. The band has seen many changes over the years, but the current version chose Boulder as one of their last stops on their final tour.
Denver 7's Colette Bordelon explains why that's not a coincidence and takes a look back at their history here in Colorado.
For decades, their songs filled the air throughout the world.
They're the greatest American rock band ever to walk the earth.
And the love from fans just won't fade away.
This music transcends generations because the songs are timeless.
That music has never stopped, especially here in Colorado.
In early September of 1967, the Grateful Dead played its first Colorado gigs.
Colorado Music Experience, a nonprofit, has all the heady history you could want.
But the Grateful Dead had planted a flag in Colorado.
From a free show in Denver City Park,
Guitarist Jerry Garcia's speakers weren't adjusted for the mile-high altitude,
to their first shows at one of the world's most iconic venues.
You couldn't see more than 20 feet into the audience.
This wall reflects every single artist that's ever headlined Red Rocks Amphitheater. Here were the first two shows that the Grateful Dead played here, which was July 7th and 8th in 1978.
Don Strasberg's first Dead show was in '83. He just turned 15.
I saw about 120 to 140, somewhere in there, concerts by the Grateful Dead.
He saw the band at Red Rocks in '87.
We all knew that we were lucky to be in that alive at that time in that place. Well, actually, I was at college at that point, and I didn't have a ticket, and I remember standing out with my finger in the air. One of the nights I spent on the mountain up top listening because I couldn't get in. And it was crowded in here. It was crowded. Those shows are epic. Going to see a Grateful Dead show is not like going to Broadway theater. You're not going to see the same show every night. What's happening with Taylor Swift to some degree is a little bit of her and her community tapping into this phenomenon.
Members of the band keep playing on in different iterations, with fans dancing to daylight. Right now, that's through Dead & Co., which includes original Dead members and John Mayer.
Dead & Co. announced that this is going to be their last full-scale tour. I don't know if that means they won't ever play together again, but this rolling caravan of the Grateful Dead community going from show to show every night with all of the pomp and circumstance to some degree of the Grateful Dead, this form is going to be over. This is it. We're lucky enough to have this iteration, Dead & Co., at Folsom Field for 3 nights this weekend.
It's a big damn deal.
Charlene Hoffman is the CEO of Visit Boulder, saying hotels are booked and restaurants are ready.
The economic impact in Boulder is tremendous.
For the city alone, she's estimating anywhere between $35 and $50 million spent from fans traveling to town for the shows.
We were the only location that had 3 shows.
Ryan Gottlieb books the shows at Folsom and is expecting record crowds over the 3 nights, meaning more than 100,000 people.
The view directly behind me is unreal, and it's a special place to catch a show.
But even though it's the end of an era, this will never be a dream dreamed one afternoon long ago.
Shakedown Street is a Grateful Dead tribute band, the longest running Grateful Dead tribute band in the world, and it's been around since February of 1987.
With tribute bands always able to find the heart in Colorado towns just by poking around.
I think there's always going to be a need for it.
And that need in Colorado burns like fire on the mountain.
Why does music do so well here? And I think that Colorado and Denver, we're kind of serious. You think about our relationship to mountains, they're the most serious. Whiskey, we're seriously into our beer. We're seriously into our cannabis. We're seriously into our skiing and our snowboarding. We're serious. This is a serious community, and we take our music seriously. And I think that's why the Grateful Dead and the Grateful Dead's music resonates so much here.
Maybe what we're most serious about are the special moments fans have felt for decades.
What is it to live? What is it to be? Sometimes those are the moments of pure being. when you're not thinking about your mortgage, you're not worried about the test you have due, you're not thinking about your boss, you're not thinking about the problems or anything in your life, you're just actually existing in the moment.
So as Strasberg thinks back to his first Dead show on the Rocks,
I couldn't find a place to stand. I was 8-19, I know where to go. And I was like, what if I jump on there and dance? And I watched the whole first set just jamming from there until finally some security's like, you, get the hell out of there. I'm like, okay.
he knows he was shown the light in one of the strangest places because he looked at it right.
So why'd you agree to meet with me and talk about this?
I think it's critical that we as a community recognize how important our culture is and not take it for granted. We live in it every day and we sometimes forget how special it is.
How do you say bye to a band like that?
You don't say goodbye, every moment that passes is essentially a goodbye, so you just look towards the future.
Because in this community and with the music, there's always been more love than words can tell. With photojournalist Jacob Curtis, Colette Bordelon, Denver 7.